Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, where we share heartwarming stories that remind you of the beauty of kindness in the world. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story that will warm your heart. Now, let's dive into a powerful moment that touched millions around the world, a simple act of kindness that became a viral sensation. The day had started like any other in the bustling city. People hurried through the streets, glued to their phones, rushing to work or appointments, barely noticing each other. But in the middle of all that chaos stood a young man holding a cardboard sign with just two simple words written in bold letters: "Free hugs." He looked nervous, his hands shaking slightly as he held up the sign, unsure of how people would react. He wasn't a celebrity, and he didn't have a team of cameras following him. He was just an ordinary young man with a message of love and connection. At first, no one paid attention to him. People passed by quickly, some glancing at him with curiosity but avoiding eye contact. A few even laughed, whispering to each other as they walked away. For a moment, he wondered if this had been a mistake. Maybe no one wanted a hug. Maybe kindness wasn't something people trusted anymore. He lowered the sign slightly, feeling disheartened. And then it happened. A little girl, no more than 5 or 6 years old, tugged at her mother's hand. She pointed to the sign and smiled. Her mother hesitated but then nodded, encouraging her to go forward. The little girl ran over and wrapped her arms around the man's waist, giving him the purest, most genuine hug he'd ever felt. The man knelt down, hugged her back, and suddenly everything changed. People started to slow down, watching this simple moment unfold. A young woman approached next. She looked shy but walked up to him and opened her arms. He hugged her, too, and smiled warmly. Soon after, a man in a business suit who had been rushing by stopped, turned around, and joined in. One by one, strangers began lining up for hugs, and the young man's nervousness turned into joy. What no one knew at that moment was that a passerby had been filming the entire scene on their phone. They were so moved by what they saw that they uploaded the video to social media that night. Within hours, the video exploded. It spread across Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, and in just a few days, it had millions of views. The comments section was flooded with messages from people all over the world, saying how the simple act of offering free hugs had made them cry, had given them hope, or had reminded them of the importance of kindness. But what made the video even more powerful was the story behind the man with the sign. His name was Daniel, and he had been struggling silently for months. He had recently lost his job, gone through a difficult breakup, and felt completely alone. One evening, while scrolling through his phone, he came across an old video from years ago where people offered free hugs in public spaces to spread positivity. Something about that video struck him deeply. He decided that maybe if he went out there and offered kindness to strangers, he might not feel so alone anymore. Daniel spent the night making a simple cardboard sign with a black marker. He didn't tell anyone what he was doing. He just wanted to see if kindness could still make an impact. And that's how he ended up standing in the city square that day, holding a sign, hoping anyone would accept his hug. What he never imagined was that not only would people respond, but his little act would inspire the world. Messages poured in from people who said they hadn't felt love in years, and watching him hug strangers brought tears to their eyes. A woman commented that she had been considering giving up on life, but that video gave her hope. Another person wrote that they hadn't hugged anyone since losing their parents, but seeing the warmth in those hugs made them want to reach out to their friends again. Soon, Daniel's story was being covered by news outlets. People started recognizing him in public, some even approaching him just to say thank you for reminding them of the goodness that still exists in humanity. He was invited to events, schools, and even charities to talk about spreading kindness. But Daniel always insisted that it wasn't about him, it was about the simple power of human connection. One particularly touching story came from a man who saw the viral video and realized that Daniel was the same stranger who had hugged him that day. That man had been on his way home from the hospital, where his wife was undergoing treatment for cancer. He was exhausted, hopeless, and felt like giving up. But that unexpected hug from Daniel had given him strength, even if just for a moment. In his message, he said, "You didn't know it at the time, but that hug saved me. Thank you. What makes this story so powerful is that Daniel didn't set out to become famous. He wasn't trying to go viral. He simply wanted to share kindness in a world that often feels cold and disconnected. And that's exactly why his message resonated so deeply with millions of people. Sometimes, we forget how much of an impact one small act of kindness can have on someone's life. In the weeks after the video went viral, something amazing began to happen. Inspired by Daniel, people in cities around the world started doing the same thing. Videos of others holding up free hug signs began to circulate online, from New York to Tokyo to Paris. Strangers were hugging strangers, and for a moment, the internet wasn't filled with negativity and drama, it was filled with love. Daniel often says that he doesn't think of himself as a hero or an influencer. He's just a regular person who decided to take a risk and offer love without expecting anything in return. And maybe that's exactly what the world needs more of: people willing to be kind with no strings attached. So if you ever feel like you can't make a difference, remember Daniel's story. He didn't have a lot of money or resources. He didn't even have a plan. All he had was a cardboard sign, an open heart, and a willingness to connect with others. And because of that, he touched millions of lives. Imagine if each of us decided to do one simple act of kindness every day. It doesn't have to be a hug, but maybe a smile, a kind word, or helping someone in need. You never know what someone is going through, and your small act could be the light they need in their darkest moment. This viral free hug story isn't just about one man. It's about all of us. It's proof that kindness is contagious, and even in a busy, chaotic world, love still has the power to bring us together. Thank you for watching this video. If Daniel's story touched your heart, don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. Let's spread kindness together. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more inspiring stories. Until next time, remember, kindness costs nothing but can change everything.